Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting, riveting, and amazing Propagandacast with me, your host, Imperial Dane, the one, the only master propaganda hero, psych defender of the fatherland of each or 1v1 own Nexus. In the west, it is Eisernes Kreuz fighting for the Red Army of the Soviet Union. Comrade Stalin here with the 3rd Guards Tank Corps with combined arms, guard rifle, and mechanized support. In the east, it is Backman fighting for the Oberkommand West Germany. Deutschland. Here with the Großdeutschland Panzergrenadierdivision with Grand Offensive featuring Panzerfusiliere, smoke bombs, Infrastrukturgewehr 44, Panzer Commander, and the Tiger Tank. And as always, a big hearty thanks to my patron supporters, wonderful people on all. Without the support, the Propagandacast would not be possible. So big thanks to their support for the worth it. Other people can join the ranks and support the worth it by pledging on Patreon, and they can donate via PayPal. Links are in the video description, and if you're considering pre-ordering Company's fee, consider doing so via the link in the comments using the code CoH2, in which case I will get a 15% cut of the sales. So it's a win-win in a sense. Support me and get the game. And finally, comment, like, share, subscribe, feed the YouTube algorithms, even though they can never truly be sated. Up north here, Kuba and Forts, we got double engineers, double comes for the Kreuz, likely going to be something with guardsmen, though admittedly all of his commanders have guardsmen in them. So the question is just what kind of flavor of guardsmen. Second conscript there for Mr. Kreuz ready, Panzerfusilier out there for Backman and the German army, Sturmpening northwards like it is the Kugelwagen. Second Panzerfusilier squad there for Backman, the Panzerfusilier, a tile that just was basically given to, like, some elite Panzer Grenadier units. The more and more units would get the title as the war went on, but it was just a fancy way of saying Panzer Grenadiers. Should not be confused with the Fusilier, which was a specific type of the unit inside the German infantry division, where the Fusilier basically served the purpose of part, reconnaissance unit, but also shall say more of a divisional elite unit, typically a battalion. But for example, once we hit to the Volkskammer divisions, who also would have them, they were in some cases reduced to a simple company. So, little fun fact there. Other way though, Panzerfusilier about here. North point they're secured by the Kuban, quickly fixed up, and of course this means basically beat some engineers, roughly 2 of them, without really suffering any manpower damage. Sandbags in the center, of course, Eisernes Kreuz looking secured terrain here. Panzerfusilier pushing forward, Kuban engaging conscripts, with engineers on the flank here. Third Panzerfusilier squad here for Backman. Will he go for 3? Will he go for 4? Certainly both have their merits. Conscripting forwards here though for Eisernes Kreuz to meet this German menace head-on to end these fascists. Up north, engineers routed by the Sturmpionier, charging at the conscripts here close to the center, Kuban a bit back there awkwardly. Not the best maneuvering pattern there. Third Panzerfusilier squad ready here for Backman. He's moving out. Skirmishing here, Sturmpionier up north. Comes to them being bled out, they're focused on pretty harshly here by Backman, who's punching enjoy a bit of range advantage, but of course the Kugelwagen and the Sturmpionier certainly doesn't hurt either. Engineers, for some reason, rushing out of the cover there, maybe some misclick, something else. Either way, though, they are unceremoniously just cut to ribbons. They're forcing retreat their Eisernes Kreuz, and so far, Backman is just delivering an intense amount of damage. Hasn't helped that apparently some of his troops and folks in the Kugelwagen still, which again means, crucially, the Panzerfusilier are not getting shot at. And again, means the Kugelwagen can just be fixed up, so really, not the world's best engagement here for Kreuz versus Backman to start out with. I mean, the Kugelwagen is gaining a lot of value here for Backman effectively, since again, all the damage he takes can just be repaired with a welding torch. You try to use a welding torch in a guy, yeah, you're going to go to prison. So you need to say northward here for Eisernes Kreuz. Support company out there for Kreuz and the Red Army. Truck out there, the Schwerer Wehrmacht Schlepper. Belgrade headquarters, mechanized regiment. What will Backman go for here? That is the big question. Up north, engineers make another push for the victory point there, and once more, their great nemesis, the Kugelwagen evades. Firing away there. Southern fuel pumping claim. Definitely a very rough study for Backman. Truck setting up for a Belgrade headquarters. Ultimately, no surprise there, particularly with the Panzerfusilier and the increase, the larger squad size of particularly 6-man. Having some medics around to help heal them is typically a pretty smart investment. Kuban then scores another kill. Very close 32 here for Deutschland. Significant infantry push here by Kreuz up north. Still no commander for him. Hard to say what he's planning, though. Part of me would expect guard rifle, to be honest. They could surprise us with mechanized support or combined arms. The admittedly mechanized support will probably be the bigger surprise. This is not exactly a massive 1v1 commander. So they're getting ready to maybe push northwards here, but good push in the north of Kreuz. Catches Backman here fairly extended and not quite in a position to actually fend off such an attack here. Sandbags, mines, quick to establish defensive position in expectation of a German counterattack head-on. Thumbs up there to Kreuz. Very sensible sharp play there. Could also lay down some mines here or here. Just as many mines in general. I think it would be a really good investment here for Kreuz. And there we go. We do get combined arms army with anti-tank and ambush tactics, guards rifle infantry, reconnaissance, howitzers, and the IL-2 precision bombing strike. So, medics plus mechanized command post upgrade there for Backman. Then I'm going to be looking at some recon packages. That is G43s for the Panzerverlier plus E6th Gentleman. Continuing forward to Eisernes Kreuz, right into the Panzerverlier. Quick to back off there in face of such a Germanic obstacle. Yuri, I feel like maybe we could achieve greater success for the Soviet peoples if we don't run into the German guns. Well, look, who's the new Sokov over there? Why, thank you. I was being sarcastic. Oh. Kuban sitting out there for Backman, actually 2-4 kills. Looking to sneak around their Kreuz front line. Flak half-tech slowly arriving. That'll definitely force Kreuz at least consider one field gun. Or a lot of guardsmen, though there's the flak half-tech. You're typically not looking to counter them with guardsmen. You can, but in terms of, like, you know, the challenge of achieving that, you're typically just looking for something a lot easier to do, like a field gun. But interesting enough, Kreuz is floating a lot of manpower, so he clearly may be hoping he doesn't have to go for field gun right away, I don't know, but he can go for the guardsman now. And he's being ripped apart here by the Panzerverlier. And there we go, massive upgrade swing here with the G43s. That is a big boost in firepower here for Backman's forces. Flak half-tech as well. There we go, country just being sent packing as the G43s there just result in an absolute whirlwind of lead there into the retreating Russian infantrymen here. Kreuz here very wisely just backs off rather than try to lose more men against this, because that's all he will achieve is just more casualties. Guards got out here, DP light machines away there, tech there for Kreuz as well. Can go for the T-center and then here versus Backman. His flak half-tech is out, he's got the Raketenwerfer on the way here. Panzerverlier racing forward here for Deutschland. Flak half-tech supporting. Conscripts there sent packing in the face here of this walking wall of firepower here from Backman. DP light machines almost down there for the guardsmen. And we got the tank or Reaper tank down there for Kreuz.
Enemy forces capturing supply sector.
And done. MG34 here for Backman. Quickly wiring off his opponent's cover up north. Very snazzy there. Half-tech for Kreuz. I was actually expecting a T7 here, to be honest. But, I mean, a half-tech is pretty good, too. Though he's a bit of munitions-wise short on the upgrade. So, there's also another reason why I wasn't expecting the half-tech here. Because it already spent the munitions on the Guards Rifleman. And typically, players will then not go for the Guards Rifleman upgrade them if they're planning an anti-aircraft half-tech. So, that was a bit of an odd move, or a surprising move by Kreuz, I would say. Surprising move. Not what I would expect to counter on there. But I'll wait. Got the M5 half-tech out here for Kreuz. Punching southwards, guards from there holding up. Behind wide up cover. Still plenty of time to go for an upgrade at the half-track. I mean, he can do a bit of damage with this 50 cal there, and he could theoretically just pop the guardsman inside the half-track, but of course the Kerner and all these anti-tank rifle grenades from the Panzerverlier will make that a bit of a difficult task to accomplish. MG5 was the guardsman. Killing 2 of them. Apparently they're still getting the heavy cover bonus. Despite technically the car being wide off, getting our white enemy for 4. Pretty great there for Kreuz, certainly less great for Backman. Just moving forwards, Raketenwerfer caught here. Need to immediately retreat here before the Germans completely rip his engineers apart. He's got the southern field point. That is a small one here for Kreuz versus Backman and the Red Army. North here contributing in, named MG34 number 2 for Backman. Field on the way to Kreuz. Half-track there can soon be upgraded if that is truly his intent. I mean, it is not impossible that Kreuz actually intend to use it for something else rather than just upgrading it with a quarter mount, but it's kind of what I'm expecting because that is like what 95% of all server players do with an M5 half-track. they upgraded to the quad mode because it's really, really good. And there we go. Upgraded to the anti-aircraft half track there because, again, it is really, really good. Now the trial over Backman, that'll be the tech for the schwere Panzerabgurtier and a move towards some Panzerwaffe, maybe some Obsoleten here to clash with Kreuz up north in moving forwards there as well. Half track is almost fixed up to engage the flak half track. Fronts suppressed. A cannon quality with the guardsman. And if it was the guardsman, flak half or anti-aircraft track rolling ahead here. Round to the flak half track, but getting in the first volley here. Going up pretty close and aggressive. Bowman by Kreuz, but looks like it may just pay dividends, except the sandbags here laid down by him ensures he can't easily get a clear line of fire there. Got kept up there. Plus, on the other hand, he gets the Kugelbug, and that was a wild series of events. On the other hand, I mean, looking at the overall larger picture now, what's actually happening is that Backman has been pushed off most of the field. He's lost both fuel points, but now more or less almost. Really good turnaround here, but Kreuz against Backman. He's about to lose his schwere Wehrmachtschlepper here to Eisernes Kreuz. Seems like Backman is trying to handle here the series of developing events here as efficiently as possible. He's certainly going on the offensive. Truckling about here. Flak half tackle kind of supporting northwards. Going to try and defend the fuel point here. In the south here, those where most of the fighting is happening. The Panzerfusilier are being met with heavy fire here from Kreuz's forces. Schwere punted quarters up there. Close to the munitions point and the cover point. That's actually a rare setup of the schwer punted quarters actually, but interesting nonetheless. MU-34 there with 2 kills. Soviet MU-34 there. 5 man. Forgot the 6 back at base, I guess. Moving up there. That'll be a headache there for Backman's infantry. Far up north, you've got the Kilogram Northern Victory Point. Units guarding southwards. Panzering southwards as well. Line for gun there for Backman. Panzer flanking on the MU-34. Nothing further in terms of text here for Kreuz himself, at least not as of yet. MU-34 flanked with engineers. And this time, Backman is much faster to get his MU-34 crew out of there because he doesn't want to hand it over another machine gun crew. As that would be a bit of a massive headache for him to deal with. Schwer punter quarters there not authorized as of yet. Interesting. Interesting. Most players typically tend to be quite good at getting that one really authorized fast. But interesting enough, Backman is not quite showing himself to be any rush for that one. There we go. There we go. Tech fires in Kreuz and the Red Army Mechanized Armor Company. Then kills on the flak half track there. Leichte Infanterie Geschütz, 18 firing away there at Kreuz's positions. Getting a bit of damage in. Might actually be a reasoning position the schwer punticles like this, where you can actually place his artillery close to the center and actually cover a fair amount of like battleground, but at the same time not having to worry too much about, you know, having to like cover the light infantry gun. So while there's some risks involved with this, at the same time it does make a sort of twisted sense there. Flares and regular grenades apparently, or was it? Yep, flares there. Thumbs up to Backman for actually utilising that ability. Being reinforced. 2 kills on the Leichte Infanterie Geschütz 18. Certainly the flares work well with it as well. North here, Sturmpionier laying down mines. The Schutzmine 42. One of many mines the Germans would use throughout the war. And certainly would fit the theme of mines that are really difficult to detect, while also being really good at maining people. I believe the Schutzmine was mostly made out of wood, which made it very, very difficult for minesweepers to actually detect. Obviously, in-game, it's not like that, because that's going to be like hell to balance, but in the actual war, they end up having to like use dogs, I believe, to spot mines like that, actually. Fun fact. Flares off again. Nice use that there by Backman. T-34 some 6 almost on there for Kreuz and the Red Army. Panzerfusilier moving forwards. Field gun there, repositioning a bit. MD-34 turning on to do with the flank there. Might just be able to do in the time here. There we go. I'm trying to the advancing Panzerfusilier, but there you go. Stillhand Granate lob. Oh, yeah, right at the gunner, but at the same time, both are now suppressed, so I don't think they'll be able to clear out the machine. And there we go. That is a full retreat here from Kreuz. We got the T-34 from 6 as well after him, adding in some glorious Soviet arm, which would take on the Germans. Quickly kills Friedrich there. Sends him packing. Panzer IV already on the way there for Backman and the German army. South here, Guards, and they keep the Doom Peony a bit of grief, for the flak half-tech is right there to avenge them. Quite a bit of hectic fighting there. Go Raketen pushing back the T-34 and 6 of North, constantly forwards there for Eisernes Kreuz. The far south here, we got Backman creeping about there, looking to grab up some southern territory there, as Eisernes Kreuz is just making a straight up full on advance in the north, seizing points here. Again, Kreuz's map control is starting to look much better now versus Backman, after Backman's initial successes. So Backman will definitely think launch some pretty effective attacks here to turn the tables on the Soviets once more. He risks getting ground down by the Soviets. T-34 from 6 though is in definite repairs here for Kreuz. Now, this particular model of the T-34 from 6 was, shall we say, the 1942 model, the last model of T-34 from 6 before all attention switched to the T-3485. It was known as the Mickey Mouse turret, with its 2 hatches there, overall more spacious turret compared to earlier model T-34 from 6 turrets. Which did not leave a lot of room for crew. Little fun fact there. But north here, Panther forming forwards there for Backman, adding the Panzerkommandant. Need to reclaim the northern points here. But yeah, overall just really strong pushes there by Kreuz consistently against Backman, who is not quite anymore getting these, shall we say, types of pushes in, going for another Kettenwerfer. I'm not entirely sure he wants another Kettenwerfer here. I think more infantry, or some, maybe even another light infantry gun would be of more use here for Backman versus Kreuz. I mean, obviously, again, the Kettenwerfer offer the opportunity to quickly take out the tanks in theory, but at the same time, they're perhaps not quite as offensive minded as well. That said, nice use of smoke here, perhaps not the most optimal directly in terms of like efficiency, but overall, he's got the right idea. The problem I think here is actually just not following up on it fast enough, so the effect of the smoke obviously ends up being, you know, mostly psychological than you actually like combat situation wise effective. But still, you gotta start somewhere, as you know, always my argument when it comes to smoke. Sure, you may not get the first few barrages right, but you know, eventually you get them and use it enough there. Sometimes that's like just, you know, one of those small truths to life. Sometimes you just gotta do something a lot of the time to get used to it and get the best understanding out of it. Also worth noting, we actually got 2 guard squads for Kreuz, pushing up to 5 squads of infantry. Thumbs up. Again, 5 squads build becoming more common. I think for very understandable reasons. Certainly now means he's got more squads of infantry out than his opponent. Again, 2 of them are the more elite guardsmen, which will certainly be an issue there for Backman. Although again, he does have Panzerfusilier, but he certainly wouldn't hurt from more infantry either. There you go, the court, one of the guard squad, the other one's still about there. Panzerfusilier charging in there, Filgen supporting. Up north, the fresh push here as the guards get pushed back in the center. In the south here, another conscript, they're trying to launch a diversionary attack here, is easily stomped down by Backman. His jackboots crashing at that little attack like it was an insect. North here, sandbags in, Panzerfusilier flanking around here to the conscripts, trying to deny him his safe retreat. And we also got solid support in here from the Leichten Panzergeschütz T-34 rolling out here for Kreuz. Good shot from the T-34 on the Panzerfusilier. No mercy there for Kreuz tank crew. No mercy at all shown. Back here, reinforcing healing. Could actually go for another T-34. It goes for the Katyusha. That works too, obviously. Doesn't have any artillery, so having some is obviously a very good idea. 324 was the 391. Backman there, sneaking to the south again, though lacking anti-tank support. The T-34 from 6 there could do some nasty work here to Backman's Panzerfusilier. There go Panzerling Courtier. Shoots and whiffs. Shot fired, whiffed. And quick disengage here with the T-34 from 6. Panzer IV and both the cannons sitting down south. Obviously, we should take care of the T-34 some 6, but also in theory, it does mean he's like open to an armoured assault up north. So, if for some Kreuz now switch the tank northwards here, it could like really blindside Backman pass. But nope, in this case, gets paid off. Let's 6 degrees reward, but still, Eisernes Kreuz got its own field gun ready here to stop the Panther IV from pushing further after the T-34. The Kedron from moving in. Guard squads here, ready to try and further stop the assault. Katyusha, way too close for comfort to the front line there. That's it. Could actually bombard the cannons. There you go. T-34 is almost done. Need to fire the Katyushas at them now, I think. There we go. And here we can see Backman is likely going to get punished a bit here by the Katyusha, but luck comes through here for Backman, and he ensures that neither of the chem is lost. Or has to happen. Probably not ensures. So, close call there for Backman, and technically he probably should have been punished for that with at least one of the Kedron crews getting whacked, but he got fairly lucky on that count. Truck out here, that'll be the Mechanized Regiment, obviously repairs, but at the same time could be an indicator that Backman is home stalled for the King Tiger, which is always a pretty risky proposal. Again, it works out great, but at the same time, you just give your opponent so much time and room to do whatever he wants to do in that time span. Again, stalling for a King Tiger is typically a very risky endeavor, especially against the Soviets, who again, as I like to point out, are quite good at the whole dragging out games and benefiting from them much more than the Orbor Commander Vest is. In these sort of situations, it's definitely not what I'd advise against a solo player. Like, the only benefit really here is that, you know, at least he's not picked a commander with IS-2s, T-35s, or KB-1s. At least that slightly takes off the sting here of what he's doing, but even then, I definitely not advise what does appear to be a King Tiger stall here from Backman. I mean, he could still go for the Tiger 1, and even that obviously is not something I'd strongly advise, but it's better than trying to go for the King Tiger, that's for sure. We shouldn't give everything up here. Panzer filming about there. Panzerkommandant ready, yeah. South here could try and, I think, pro around a bit more. I mean, there's 2 points in the south that could be seized, depriving Backman of precious fuel and munitions, which is always a good thing. Plus, of course, more crucially, ensuring Kreuz gets more of those two things as well. He's not really going for anything now, because he could easily go for another T-34. He might plan T-35, we'll see, but he definitely, I think, should be going for something here besides another Katyusha. I think another Katyusha here, while certainly having its benefits, also has some demerits. And now instead he goes for the second field gun. I'm not so sure about that one. I mean, they're also really good. He can still support failure when an attack due to the able to fire off barrages and all that stuff, but I honestly think that just another tank would be a lot more useful here for Kreuz, but that's just me. Then was the T-34 some 6, shots bouncing or missing. Panzer fires off a shot there as well. You can see in the south, Kreuz attempt to seize the center there has been halted here by Backman fairly efficient. Lee. Guards being bombarded. We got the T-34 needs some light repairs, holding back. Further up north here, field gun out for Kreuz and the glorious Red Army. Panther IV falling back. Z1 is right around the corner, but unfortunately, he can't quite get there. I mean, this I think would be a pretty good time to deploy smoke and then charge in, honestly. It does start to appear like he's actually going for the Tiger tank rather than the King Tiger, because he's not going for the Mechanized Regiment. He's clearly holding up resources, at least appears to be clearly holding up resources for the Tiger 1. He does need a bit more command points for that to work out. There you go, Katyusha barrage on the machine gun crew there, killing Jürgen and Heinz. 6 kills on the BM-13 Katyusha rocket truck. Backman is very, very close to the Tiger 1 here. There we go. Command Tiger is now available. He does call it in here. The Befehlspanzerkampfwagen 6. Some losses inflicted here on Kreuz. But he still holds the line here in the face of the German assault here. The Kruppstahl storm of Northeast Sturmpuning catching the country. Their Kreuz's forces are being routed across the field. And more dangerously, he's actually lost one of his field guns here. Well destroyed by Backman suddenly. Kreuz's position looks a lot less safe, because now Backman has the Tiger tank and the Panther IV, and Kreuz only has a field gun and the T-34 some 6 alongside a bunch of guardsmen to try and stop this armored combo, which is also well supported with artillery and infantry. So things suddenly got a lot tougher here. Backman may just have swung the game back in his favor, man. The Tiger there pushing forward, 2 kills so far. Definitely would benefit from a pintle-mounted MG42 if we can find the munitions for it. Truck doing nothing for now, of course, but... Got the guards moving up, then of course he's using conscripts to merge with them from time to time. That way help keeping reinforcement times and costs down. Very nice and cost efficient. South there, mine goes off it, killing Rudolf und Wiedelmeier. North there, punch the ground the point here. Reinforcing healing there. Could set up the mechanized reckoning now and does do so next to the schwer-planted quarters. Match has swung back in Backman's favor quite aggressively now. In fact, Kreuz with his back against the wall here will need to come up with some pretty strong maneuvers here, or hope that Backman really messes up. And as always, as I like to say, don't rely on your opponent making a big mistake to win you the game. I mean, it obviously happens, but as a strategy to rely on, it's typically very bad. I've seen more players make that mistake and then lose the game because, again, they're just hoping the opponent makes a mistake. North here, heavy fire in the Tiger tent. Got 3 kills on the south here, outmaneuvering the machine gun with the guardsman. Good flank here, but Kreuz seizing back the south here from the Germans. Tiger tent then being pulled back for a few repairs. Panther 4 there at the ready. Good to go. 7 kills, veteran 2-1. Could theoretically like launch an attack through here, in which case you'd actually catch the CoH2 off guard, which would be very bad news for Kreuz. And so far, I would not be surprised if he's going to go for the HE5 here in response to the Tiger tank. There we go, cover shattered, leaving the conscripts further exposed here in the face of the Tiger. And there you go. Dimitri there blown off. Got another pixelated plane of existence. Tiger shoots. Nice shot there from the light infantry Geschütz. Veteran T2, 7 kills. Tiger tank back during repaired and in the pintle-mounted MG42. Shot fired, T-Fed filming about. Panther 4 holding back here for Backman. And go Katusha barrage off here against Backman. There goes Sturm Pioneer being ripped apart there. Tiger tank quickly repositioning. Tiger tank now engaged with the field gun. Conscript running at it. Hoping, of course, to get a damage engine on the Tiger tank here. We got a bombing strike as well here. Really hope to deliver an alpha strike here on the Tiger tank. Quickly wearing away the Tiger tank there, I think, anticipating his opponent's moves. And there we go. Works out, but he forgets about the Panzer, who ends up taking heavy losses from the 4 50-kilo bombs up north of Panther, trying to flank him. There we go. Stop the guardsman. Backman's northern flank is pushed back. Man, in the south here, T-54 pushes back the remaining Panzer quite efficiently, and Backman's entire assault pretty much goes straight down the drain. A nice defense here by Eisernes Kreuz. I think Backman, though, would have certainly had benefited a bit if he deployed some smoke in advance of this attack, rather than just, well, do nothing. Oh, well. Troop reinforcing healing. Field gun again on the way for Kreuz. No HE5s, no T-34s. No. And he's got 305 as a 268. Repositioning around the center again. Tiger tank there being stellar repaired. Mechanized regiment headquarters with the repair pioneers, of course, proving to be quite a helpful asset there. Straight to the center of the conscripts. And the south here, T-Fed force some 6 moving back here for Kreuz. Machine gun setting up as well to cover the south against any German potential pushes there. North here could sneak in. We actually got the flak half-pack just defending that point. Something Kreuz could exploit by just rushing in the T-Fed force from 6 up, then destroying it, if he do, but so far, I don't think he is aware. And I think the question is, even if he was aware, would he be willing to send the T-Fed force from 6 up north to take out the flak half-tank? I think he should be willing to do so, but of course, whether or not he is an entirely, of course, set of questions. The south here, they're pushing forward to hold up with the MG34, but there you go, Tiger flanks, takes it from the T-Fed force from 6, fails to punch through. Field guns up as well there. Gets through the Tiger tank's frontal armor, 100mm thick. Shot fired at the guardsman, whiffs. In the south, you got the Panzer held down over the MG34, 7 kills, half HP 3. Up north, we got the Panther going for a flank, but is this time really in trouble here with the field gun, and the conscript there could risk losing his Panther 4, which would be a great kill here for Kreuz, but no, the shot somehow just managed to miss there, despite apparently hitting. It still missed. Vanishing into the ground there. Air recon out for Kreuz here, getting a D here of Backman's position. Target in the south, thinking hammered with the field gun. Ambush shot there. Pursuing the Panther up north here. Should also be able to spot the flak half track, which is so far not doing a great job shooting down the air reconnaissance. But there you go. Gets it. Right down into the hedges there around the base. Field gun there pushing back the flak half track. Up north here, flanking around Kreuz here. Brutal move there, but ultimately partnership with the Guardsman and the Katyusha that, of course, serves an extra reminder for the Germans to get the hell out of there. Backman is struggling here to pull off his maneuvers versus Kreuz. Hard to say there what is going on. Is he getting too big in his movements and can't manage them? I don't quite know. Either way, though, things are going a bit sour here, and Kreuz seems quite quick to exploit these mistakes of a Backman. Panther 4 they're being fixed. Target tank need repairs as well there. Prioritizing the Panther 4 due to its high veterancy, I think, is a smart move. Plus, in the end, they probably, like, you know, despite appearing like, you know, the Tiger tank is less damage, the Panther 4 has less health than a Tiger tank, so prioritizing the Panther 4, while also, you know, probably being easy to repair, I think, is a smart move here. Can then move on to the Tiger tank. Mines here from Kreuz. Snazzy. That said, he's not really getting any success around the other victory point, and ultimately he's going to need that. Otherwise, he just risks getting ground out here by Brickman. MG54 gaining actually 3 there. Nice bit. There we go. Got the Sword. MG54 joining in there. Could pop in cinema piercing rounds, but I guess he doesn't want that. Field and creeping forward seat. Panther 4 firing away. Black half track could go in there. Go to the firing down. Troops pushing forward here. A small but steady push by Kreuz against Backman. Backman's position so far remain in place, but could Kreuz crumble them? Could it crash, destroy them, shatter them, and scatter them to the four winds? Who knows? Line of gun firing away there. 9 kills. Veteran 3. Flares being deployed again. No smoke here by Backman, except that one barrel. I feel like that's a bit noticeable here by Backman. Certainly something that benefits Kreuz. We got the Panther up north again. Looks like he's planning something again in terms of flanking around Kreuz. Film gets a great shot on the Tiger tank here. Straight across the center of the Guardsman and the MG34 here. Quickly routing both punts for the escorts, and there you go. Flak half track and Panther 4's got something in mind here. That's it. There is a notable flaw in this particular maneuver. There is no infantry to support the maneuver. And that's because it's harder to manage, or he wishes he could drive infantry in his tank around there, like in the Cannon Company's fee. When it releases, I don't know, but there you go. Goes for the flank kick, catches the field craft. They actually get some smoke sword, but there you go. The overall time of the assault runs into issues, and the Tiger tank itself becomes an easy target. Almost got it here. Katyusha fires well in the one of the Kedner here. Up north, the Panther 4 flank is altering intuition now with the Guardsman. Again, things are falling apart here pretty rapidly for Backman. This Tiger tank is on fire. His Panther 4 is down to half health. He's going in deep though. Katyusha there is trying to get away from the Panther 4, doesn't escape the up north hit. T-Fed 4 knocked out as well here. The losses are immense on both sides. The Panther 4 also goes down in absolutely cataclysmic engagement with both players basically attacking into each other. Well, Backman attacks into Kreuz there, but then gets counterattacked. Again, interesting maneuver here, but lacked infantry to support it, I think, for maximum impact. Plus, again, he just didn't have enough to do so. And so there's troops being ripped apart. Now the losses are piling up for Backman here against Kreuz, who, of course, can quickly replace his losses. Meanwhile, Backman can't easily replace his Tiger tank. He can go for a Panther or a Panther 4. But whether or not he wants to do that, of course, is another matter. But he definitely should not be starting for a Tiger tank here. Could also go for the King Tiger, but even that involves waiting here at a crucial moment where his opponent doesn't have to wait. He just needs to press that button that pushes out the T-34 some 6s. It's literally all Kreuz needs to do. He just needs to press that button and keep pressing it until all the fascists are dead. And so far, Backman seems to be making the grave miscalculation that Kreuz will not be pressing that button, the T-34 button. That is a grave miscalculation. It proved to be his last miscalculation too. As there we go, first T-34 on 6 for Kreuz. Troops heading out here, lots of guardsmen. There's some not even fully reinforced. He can't wait. He needs to get moving schnell. Grabbing points, clearing up mines. MG34 they're here behind Kreuz's lines there. Sneaky but also risky, since one T-34 from 6 would make very short work of that one. Need to reinforce the stuff in the base as well. Can't support their routed. Mines cleared out, and there you go. MG34 gaining veteran 4, but also now gains the full undivided attention of the T-34 and 6 crew. Northern Victor Bombing City, we've got 305-94 here. Guards may want to grab the center. More crucially, I think you should just retreat them, get the engineers to grab the point, because losing a guard squad like that is going to hurt a lot more than losing an engineer squad if he has to sacrifice something. Obviously, the best result will be not sacrificing either. Another Katyusha here, I feel like it's a bit more mistaken about Kreuz, but that's just me. Again, I think more tanks would be better here, honestly, but oh well. In the south here, we've got Punch being moved towards the southern point. We got the guard squad being left to defend that. In a sense, it does kind of make sense, but honestly, you should be using them to like attack and grab more points away from Backman, rather than leaving them to defend a backwater victory point, even, if it is really important. I feel like the guardsmen would serve him much better, in particular at the ace level, killing Germans, at more important locations. Either way, though, Panzer being ripped apart by the consequence here. T-5 from winging from the north here. Could get a white PM1 on Backman's Panzerfusilier. There you go, routed. He's trying to hit as hard as possible to just hope to destabilize Kreuz and turn the game around. There you go. Got the King Tiger out, the Tiger 2. Or Tiger B here for Backman and the German army. Die Königstiger ist gefechtsbereit. Can he turn the tide with that one? That's the big question. I'll be rolling ahead with that one. And it's 88mm high velocity gun, the Kampfwagenkanone 43, was used on a variety of German tank destroyers as well, like the Jagdpanther, the Elephant, and the Nashorn. Fun fact. Fun fact. Northern pumping seized here by Backman. Königstiger moving ahead here. Adding the Panzerkommandant. One bombing strike ready here, though, so he needs to be careful with that King Tiger, because, in theory, Kreuz could just ram his T-54 into call him a bombing strike and possibly take out the King Tiger, in particular he's got the field guns ready. That could become a very, very expensive and very painful, experience there for Backman very rapidly. Up north, they're pumping grabbed back by the MD-34. Veteran T4 there for Deutschland. Königstiger setting out here. South here. Flares off again from the Panzerfusilier. Very consistent use of that flare ability, by the way. Thumbs up. Really nice to see someone actually making use of it. He's being fairly careful with the King Tiger. I think he's aware of the possibility of getting rammed and then precision bombing strike. And obviously, it's looking to avoid that, but at the same time, if he doesn't do anything with the King Tiger, it's just going to be a waste of resources. At which point, it's technically taken up for no resources here from Kreuz, so it's a bit of a tricky balance here for Kreuz, or for Backman versus Kreuz here. He can't be reckless, but at the same time he just gets passive and timid with it. It just does nothing anyways either. Actually tracking the T-34 from Ceasefilling on the flank here as well. I think I'd actually try making an attempt here to ram the King Tiger now. I'm not entirely sure what's going on there, but I'll just bring up the Kedmis to cover there. He's really, I think, concerned about there. Go filling something up. King Tiger moving ahead again there. He wants to take out the T-34, the major threat here to his King Tiger right now, which honestly makes a lot of sense. There you go. Gets rammed anyways, and a precision bombing strike. He missed. Oh dear, and the Kedmis was too close now. They hit by the bombing strike as well. Oh, it's a complete nightmare here for Backman. About to call him Breakman, but there you go. Lost one, the Kedmis cruise. The King Tiger's about to go down, and pop goes the Weasel. He tried to deal with the T-54 before he could ram it, and then got rammed anyways, and then knocked out with a precision bombing strike. A huge blow here to Backman from Kreuz. And he's lost his remaining Kedmis crew as well here. But that, I think, Backman is in some pretty deep sauerkraut here. And there you go. Backman surrenders a glorious win here for Eisernes Kreuz. A stinging loss here to the German army. So there you go. GG, game over. A victory for the Reich. Not victory for the Reich. A loss for the Reich. A victory for the Red Army. Hope you enjoyed this match or learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment on it. Tell a friend, tell a family, but don't your enemies. This is Imperial Links and cheers. Thank you for watching. Till tomorrow again for another episode. Bye.